recording. So we have actually started the session on the body and the mindfulness of the body. And today, as you all seen when we started, that we are going into feeling from inside out. For those of you who are joining us the first time, these are all our kind of rules of engagement. I'm not going to read them all, but I first want to thank you for taking the time to be here for the next 25-30 minutes so to be just having this time for yourself, having this time for you to breathe, having this time for you to just take that little bit of a moment to be in a moment and breathing and thinking for nothing else but yourself and how you are feeling. So today we are going to have a small conversation and spend some time about feeling inside out. When we're talking about mindfulness of the body, I often think about this image of looking at myself sometimes running, looking at myself going from meeting after meeting, and sometimes not even have the time to just stop and take a couple minutes to go to the bathroom to make sure that I'm actually responding to nature's call, drink some water, make sure that my body is hydrated, take a couple steps, making sure that I am actually mechanically oiling myself to restart a meeting afresh. How many of us are culpable here of not thinking about that? How many of us are just charring through the day, meeting after meeting? And why are we doing that? Why are we doing that to ourselves? And how are we facing then the consequences? One of the consequences that I see happening to me when I do that is that I will be just automatically like a robot going through meeting after meeting and not necessarily focus on the subject that is on hand, not necessarily focus on the need of my colleague that are sitting across me in the meeting, not giving them my full attention and my full participation. The consequence for me at the end of the day is feeling that, wow, so many things just went by today, and I don't even recall or recollect 3 important things that made me maybe anxious, happy, unhappy, stressed. I don't even recall them because I was so automatically plugged in. So feeling inside out is actually asking us to take a couple steps back and connect to our body. Before any kind of a meeting, to stop and say, how am I feeling right now? Do I actually have a headache? Am I actually thirsty? Are my lips actually well hydrated to talk in the meeting? How do I look? Do I look tired? Would I give some concern to my colleagues who are going to hop on a call and see me being absent-minded, tired, or even sitting very, very, very low on the screen and disappearing sometimes, or not even putting my face on camera? What would I actually project? Why would I do that? And how do I feel about it? And I think often most of us are just not putting a lot of thought to that. And I can tell you that, for example, I often see people coming online and they're scrambling and they're running from meeting to another meeting. So the first thing is apology, I'm late. And then the second thing is you see them putting on the hearing device and sometimes, we can't hear them, and then they look lost. And then the whole thing actually makes them feel bad, make us feel bad for them. And so often I'm wondering, what does it take? What does it take for us to be completely recomposed and feeling good about ourselves and look ready to take on the next task? It's very important. Some of you may say, wow, Sylvie, it's just work. We just hop from one meeting to another one. But I tell you, it's very important to feel that you're ready for the next discussion, that you are mind ready and body ready. And here we're talking about the body. So the link of our body being ready is being cognizant about, am I actually sitting straight? Am I feeling comfortable here? Just to be ready to receive whatever you are going to offer us. Now, it's not something that we say, oh, I can start later on when I'll be ready, or when I'll be less stressed, or I have less thing on my desk. I'll guarantee you that we will never find the right time to start those things. So the best tip I can give you is to say, right now, I'm going to start one practice at a time. Right now, how am I feeling while I'm sitting here listening to this podcast that is going to be played, looking at Sylvie, listening to her? How am I going to start this understanding the feeling of my body, how ready my body is, how adjusted my body is with my mind, how going together my body and my mind are right now to receive the message. If you start asking yourself that question, just one thing, just one small question at a time, then noticing that you may be not well seated, that you are in the middle of doing 3 things at a time. So that means while we're doing this mindfulness session, you have your email window open, you have your assignment for this afternoon open, and your mind is racing there. So what does it mean physically? For example, it can be your body facing the screen that you have something that you need to do for this afternoon, your head looking at your email, and your eyes and your ears actually listening to what I'm saying. So being completely split into 3 different places will actually being absorbed by your body and make you feel very, very tired. So one very, very small trick, just minimizing all those different windows and only have the central, whatever you are doing now at the present moment, open out with your full attention and practice how you feel about it. So you may have some anxiety because some people would say, wow, I'm not used to that. I'm used to having 3, 4 different things open because it actually keeps my mind busy and it makes me feel good because I'm in control. But at the end of the day, it does not make us feel good or in control. It tires us. There is no brain out there that can run 5 different lanes at the same time. It splits our attention away and it actually makes us more anxious and it stresses us. So practicing one thing at a time, and I'm going to invite you to listen to the practice of feeling inside out, that today, I believe the person who is actually talking to us is Tara Brach. And I am going to then have this session with you, and we're going to have some discussion right after. All right?
The great novelist D.H. Lawrence wrote, "Vitally, the human race is dying. It's like a great uprooted tree with its roots in the air. We must plant ourselves again in the universe." As we mindfully experience the actual sensations in our body, we're planting ourselves fully in our own lives, at work, at home, in all domains. In the last session, you began exploring feeling the body from the inside out. Today, we'll do a mindful survey of the body, getting a sense of where it's easier to feel sensations and also those areas where you might think of it as our roots being in the air, the areas that feel more inaccessible. When we're primarily living in our minds, we tend to observe our physical form from a distance. You might remember that quote from James Joyce about his character, Mr. Duffy, who lived a short distance from his body. So at these times, we're typically unaware of bodily sensations. At most, we're feeling only the sensations on the surface of our body. When we're out of touch with a more full felt sense of our body, there are several consequences, and I want to name them for you. One big one is that we're unable to tune into the intelligence of our body that actually lets us take good care of ourselves. I'd like to read to you from an essay that I feel illustrates this in a really powerful way. You might sit back and sense it directly addressed to you. I am the pain in your head, the knot in your stomach, the unspoken grief in your smile. I am your high blood pressure, your fear of challenge, your lack of trust. I am your hot flashes, your fragile low back, your agitation and fatigue. You tend to disown me, suppress me, ignore me, coddle me, condemn me. You usually want me to go away immediately, to disappear, to slink back into obscurity. Most times than not, I'm only the recent notes of a long symphony, the most evident branches of roots that have been challenged for seasons. So I implore you, I'm a messenger with good news, as disturbing as I can be at times. I'm wanting to guide you back to those tender places within yourself, the place where you can hold yourself with compassion and honesty. I may ask you to alter your diet, to get more sleep, exercise regularly, breathe more consciously. I might encourage you to see a vaster reality and worry less about day-to-day fluctuations of life. I may ask you to explore the bonds and wounds of your relationships. I am your friend, not your enemy. I have no desire to bring pain and suffering into your life. I'm simply tugging at your sleeve, too long immune to gentle nudges. You are a being so vast, so complex, with amazing capacities for self-regulation and healing. Let me be one of the harbingers that leads you to the mysterious core of your being, where insight and wisdom are naturally available when called upon with a sincere heart. So the first consequence of being disconnected from our body is that we can't listen to the messages that are essential for our well-being. This disconnection from our body also limits our ability to sense and comprehend what's going on in others. We might not notice the grief or anxiety that's affecting a colleague's performance at work or a boss's lack of clear communications. The mirror neurons that allow us to be attuned to others are only activated if we have a degree of conscious connection with our own sensations and emotions. So mindfulness of our body is essential in being empathically connected with others. Finally, when we're disconnected from our bodies, we don't feel a visceral sense of belonging to the natural world, to the elements, to the land, to other creatures. Pulling away from the body means we're pulling away from the domain in which we feel love, joy, empathy, creativity, intuition, empowerment, all the experiences that are most central to living a full life. We need to plan ourselves again and again in this living universe. As you awaken your capacity to feel that aliveness that flows through your whole body, you'll experience a natural love for life, a celebration of life. Eduardo Galeano puts it this way: the church says the body is a sin. Science says the body is a machine. Advertising says the body is a business. The body says, I am a fiesta. Okay, now we'll practice scanning the body together in a slow, deliberate way, a deepening mindfulness of the body. Please begin by finding a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Take some moments to adjust your posture so that you have a sense of sitting upright and at ease. You might take a few full breaths, releasing with the out-breath any tension that you're feeling. Now, allow the breath to be natural, relaxing with the inflow, relaxing with the outflow, and invite yourself to be right here, at home in this breathing body. Take a moment to imagine your body as a house and sense with curiosity where you're primarily living. Is it up in the attic, in the mind? Or is there some strong discomfort drawing your attention to a particular room, maybe your lower back or belly? Imagine you could descend from top down, bringing your attention gently to any areas that tension has accumulated in. You might feel through the head and the face, softening the muscles around the eyes, the root of the tongue. Notice if you can feel your face, feel your mouth, feel down into your neck and throat. Notice the sensations that are there. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the neck, to loosen and relax. Can you feel the sensations inside your shoulders? Allow yourself to soften the hands and see if you can feel sensations inside your hands. With gentleness and interest, continue to notice what parts of the body house are easy to access and what are more difficult. Feeling the chest area, can you experience sensations inside the chest and the heart? Softening the abdominal area. Seeing if you can feel inside the belly and experience what's there. Continuing to scan down the torso, breathe and see if you can feel the life through the pelvic region. How accessible are sensations in this part of the body house? Allow the attention to move through the legs, the soles of the feet. As you surveyed your body in this way, did you notice any areas that feel particularly alive, easy to feel? Any areas that are difficult to contact? You can trust that with practice, Your experience of your body will become increasingly direct, refined, and vibrant. Now widen the attention to feel the whole body. How's your body feeling right now? Is there a sense of aliveness, sluggishness, buzzing, achiness, pleasantness, flow? Without judgment, continue surveying the field of bodily experience with mindfulness, simply breathing and noticing the quality of changing sensations and letting them be just as they are. For the final moments of this sitting, bring your attention back to your anchor of the breath. Or if you'd like to choose an alternative home base, sense where sensations in your body are easiest to feel and are either pleasant or neutral. As we've explored, typically this might be your hands, your feet, or you might have an anchor combining your breathing with sensations in your hands. Rest in the sensations of your home base while including the background field of sensation with a calm, easy presence. Because we can get so cut off from our bodies during the workday, you might explore periodically pausing, taking a few full breaths, and then quickly cataloging your body head to toe. Replant by noticing sensations in your face, arms, hands, chest, belly, legs, feet. Feel your full body here and alive and bring that aliveness into whatever you're doing next. In addition to gaining insight and developing awareness about what you're experiencing in your body, this is also quite simply a wonderful way to cultivate a relaxed state of mind and body.
So, how is everybody feeling? We're back. Just hopefully that we had a moment of calm, peace, and great body scanning. I want to share this slide with you with one intention. You don't need to speak if you don't want to, of course. You can just write it into the chat box and share it with everyone. So what would be that one intention that you're taking away and then you're saying, I'll make that little promise to myself. And as we're starting this afternoon at 1 o'clock, I'm going to do that just to be a little bit more gentle to myself and then noticing. This is your moment, so you can share and love it. So Eric's sharing on the chat saying that less deflated and defensive. That's a really, really great intention. Anybody else would like to share with us? More patient and calm. Absolutely. Checking in with the body, checking in with my body. Focus on one task at a time. Wonderful. These are all wonderful practices. One thing a lot of people are asking me, you've been practicing mindfulness for so long, so you must be able to just be mindful and practice it. But I have to tell you that that's not true. I forget to be mindful. And it's not because we practice it for 10 years that we can automatically practice it as we're going. So reminding ourselves all the time to do it is the best practice. So starting to say I'm focusing, one task at a time, and then noticing how I'm feeling continuously constitute a good practice. So it is almost time, and I wanted to share my last picture with you. I am actually wishing you a wonderful practice of one step at a time, one moment at a time, and be present, be mindful of your body. Thank you so very much for being here today with me. Have a great week.